White Top for inviting me and also seeing here. And as introduced, I am still a year one student, so not much story to tell, not much experience. So hopefully I can leave more time for other great speakers. Okay. So this is the title of my speech. Uncomfortable is beautiful because I'm uncomfortable now. This is my hometown, Zhoushan. I don't know if you have ever heard it. It is one of the most popular summer resorts in the east coast of mainland China. And it is near Shanghai and Hangzhou, and every year tens of thousands of tourists will come to my hometown and enjoy the beautiful sea, beautiful beach, and also the sunshine, the music, the seafood. So tons of people do. For them, my hometown is a great place to help them to escape from their city life in Shanghai and Hangzhou and everywhere. But for me, Zhoushan is more about a place to escape from. So geographically speaking, Zhoushan comprises of 1,390 islands in total. And before 2008, the only transportation between islands and also the islands and the continent is ship. After 2008, a bridge was built, but still, the traveling time from my hometown to the continent is 40 minutes. 40 minutes may sound short, but it is already enough to reject all the great opportunities in the outside world. It is a time that all the great concerts, art exhibitions and lectures, all the skilled artists, professionals and scholars wouldn't be able or wouldn't be willing to invest to serve nearly 1 million people. So for me, it is very straightforward. Zhoushan is not a fantasy island. Rather, it is a desert of awesome opportunities. It is abandoned by the majority. Well, this is a picture taken when I was in a national high school academic debate. It was held in Hangzhou, and I was the first student ever taking part in this kind of event. It is my parents to thank for too, because they are very wise and they are very willing to travel with me 40 minutes every week and every month back to the continent to support me to enjoy all the events or opportunities that I want to catch while my peers wouldn't have the luxury to catch on. So this is one of the events and most unforgettable one. So I want to share with you this story today here. These two guys, they are native English speakers and they are now at Harvard and Connecticut. And I set this photo to black and white because I cried just before the photo was taken. Because in the debate, I was debating against these two native English speakers and I was totally being beaten up. Why was I crying? Yes, it is because I was so sad because I failed, and it is the tears of humiliation, the tears of inferior. But the true story is that I was not that sad. I was just unwilling to say goodbye to my debate journey. I was so enjoying debating that I don't want to say goodbye. And in debating, I can meet so many interesting people. And though I was beaten up by those two native English speakers, though my materials that I have been working on for the whole month, though I was working so hard to achieve more than my peers, that I finally got to this kind of contest. So though all of my efforts, I don't feel so sorry about that, because I was really enjoying these kind of events that makes me feel uncomfortable. There are times when two sides of the games are equal, and there's no win or lose in these kind of games. We call this a tight game or a draw, but I want to say that sometimes staying in a tight game is boring. Because from game theory, if the two sides of the games are balanced, the only result that comes from it is an equilibrium. For example, tic-tac-toe is a very simple game and it has only 20,000 of situations. that even for as human beings, we are able to remember them all. So if two young adults, they are competing in tic-tac-toe, they are fully aware of those 20,000 kind of situations, and the only result for them is a tight game. But what's the meaning if you are fully aware of tic-tac-toe and you play against someone equally strong? So what's the meaning if two sides of the game are equal? The only, for those two sides, if they want to win, the only strategy is to not make mistakes. And you have to be obsessed with not making any silly mistakes. You have to be cautious all the time. But what's the meaning? Why not competing against someone much stronger? You may feel inferior. You may feel inferior, humiliated, and destroyed in this kind of uncomfortable game, like me against native English speakers. But so what? The only reason that you are feeling uncomfortable is because you are in a tight game. You are not in a tight game against someone equally weak. So I really appreciate my parents that they keep me out of my comfort zone. They keep me feeling humiliated, destroyed all the time by putting me against someone so much stronger, by pushing me out of my own island back to the continent to face all the strong peers as my opponent, so that I can end up here from such an inferior start. So as introduced many times, I am the president of CEN, China Entrepreneurial Network right now. And still, I'm very uncomfortable sometimes because running a student society is really beyond my competency to some extent. And now I'm not going to talk more about how I was uncomfortable now. I will talk about how CEN is doing out of its comfort zone. I have been introducing my student society under many circumstances, and there's one sentence that I will definitely mention every time. We are a student society interested in social innovation and entrepreneurship. But this is a simple sentence, but how? So how CEN can achieve its mission and vision? As a student society, we have to organize events, and the process of organizing events is so painful. After all our efforts, sometimes the result is just not satisfactory enough, and we may feel uncomfortable every time. After we have been settling down the time, the venue, the speakers, and participants wouldn't be willing to join. So every time we are so destroyed. But it's not the point. We know that organizing events is just a minimum concern for us. Our biggest concern is to let more students to know about our theme, to be interested, or even to agree on our theme, social innovation and entrepreneurship. So CEN does so many great jobs to promote this kind of theme this year beginning. For example, our introduction video showed before, and also we separate, oh my god, we separate the mail list and the member list so that we can send a newsletter to our members, subscribers, to reach out to more HKUST students. Yes, it's painful doing this bi-weekly, but I think it worth the effort. And also we redesigned our regular function structure. One thing that I really want to highlight here is one of our regular functions, the simulation. We do this first time this year, and it is kind of out of our comfort zone because it is the first time we're doing this, and there are so many things that we can list out without even thinking. That's truly difficult because HKUST has a student and has department organizing these kind of events to let the students be in simulation games, and the school offers great subsidies for them, like Dialogue in the Dark. If you join Dialogue in the Dark separately or on yourself, it will cost you more than 100 Hong Kong dollars, and if you join this through HKUST, it's only $20 or so. provide equally strong subsidies for our members. So how do we do this? We are facing someone so much stronger this time, like HKUST, and also so few students are interested in our events. But luckily, we did it. We did it just some days ago, I think last weekend. We have a wonderful partnership with ICE. We have these kind of simulation games just inside the campus, and most importantly, free for all the members. Because we cooperate with a social enterprise, and their theme just match with our theme, and we get to cooperate with them and just have this high quality and also free function for our members and also for other HKUST students. I would say that running CEN is painful sometimes because you are destroyed and you are questioned by everyone else all the time. And in this campus, there are so many equally strong or stronger societies that are competing with us in case of events, and also many other things that restricting us as a student society. But yes, now we are happy because our effort is being paid off. Our likes on the Facebook page is growing, and our events are more and more organized by HKUST students. So yes, we are happy now, and we finally do what we want. So if there's anything to take away from my short stories and also CEN's short stories, is that never be satisfied because you are in a tight game. Always be happy. Always be happy to compete against someone so much stronger than you. Because it is only in these kind of games that to keep winning, you have to keep stronger. You can don't waste your time just being cautious or making no silly mistakes. Don't waste your time only on these. Be happy to against someone stronger. And thank you.